Ever wondered why your cat stretches the second they see you, licks the exact spot you just petted, or suddenly climbs on you without any warning? These aren't random habits. They're silent signals of trust, comfort, and how your cat truly feels about you. Yet most owners read them all wrong. By the end of this, you'll understand your cat's secret language in a way you never have before. Let's get started. Number 1. The cheek rub on your hand. You reach down toward your cat, and instead of pulling away, they push their cheek into your palm and drag it slowly along your hand. It feels affectionate, but it's something far more deliberate. Cats have concentrated scent glands along their cheeks that produce a chemical signature as unique to that individual as a fingerprint. When your cat rubs their cheek on your hand, they are not simply enjoying the touch, they are placing their personal signature on you. In feline communication, you only scent mark what you have claimed. A cat does not rub their cheek on strangers, on objects they don't care about, or on anyone they haven't decided belongs to them. What feels like a sweet moment is your cat filing ownership, over you specifically, in a language that existed long before any human words were invented. And while the cheek rub makes a deliberate statement, your cat has one signal that tells the truth before they've even decided how to behave. The tail is a mood thermometer. Your cat's tail is a real-time emotional readout, and it activates before your cat consciously decides how to act. A tail held straight up means confidence. Your cat is settled, happy, and approaching on their own terms. A question mark curve at the tip signals good mood, open to interaction. A tail that puffs into a bottle brush shape means the nervous system just hit emergency activation. Something has genuinely alarmed them. And a low-tucked tail means anxiety, submission, or pain deep enough that your cat doesn't feel safe carrying themselves normally. Research confirms cats use tail position as a primary communication tool across both human and feline interactions. The critical detail most owners miss. Because it's involuntary, the tail responds before your cat decides what to show you. It always tells the truth first. The tail tells you the truth in real time. And what your cat does the second you stop touching them reveals something just as specific. Most owners read it as rejection. It's the complete opposite. Self-grooming after you pet them. You give your cat a long stroke down their back. They seem to enjoy it. The moment you stop, they immediately begin grooming the exact spot you just touched. Most owners feel rejected. Some feel genuinely insulted. Neither reaction is accurate. When cats groom a recently touched area, they are tasting and processing the scent that was left behind. They are incorporating your chemical signature into their own scent profile, blending you into their identity at a molecular level. Some behavioral researchers also believe it functions as an extension of pleasant stimulation, the way someone might replay a conversation that made them feel good. Your cat isn't cleaning you off. They are keeping you. There is a significant difference between those two things, and the direction they're moving is toward you, not away. The grooming isn't rejection. It's the continuation of something they weren't ready to end. Your cat keeps you with them long after the touch ends. They've also ranked every person in your household. And that ranking plays out in full view every time they walk into a room. Who your cat greets first. In a multi-person household, pay close attention to this. When your cat enters a room where multiple people are present, who they walk toward first was decided before they came through the door. Cats don't make social decisions in real time. They accumulate data for months. Every person in the household has been measured by energy, predictability, stress response, and one factor that outweighs everything else. Who makes their nervous system feel the most settled? Not the person who feeds them most. Not the person who plays with them most. The person whose presence quietly lowers their background anxiety. That first step, repeated consistently across hundreds of different situations, is the most honest social ranking your household will ever receive. Your cat conducted months of research and came to a conclusion. That walk across the room is the result. Your cat has already decided who matters most. And when they decide an interaction is over, the way they leave tells you just as much. Most owners feel dismissed by it, but they have it completely backwards. The slow walk away. Your cat decides the interaction is over. Instead of bolting, they walk slowly. Sometimes they stop a few feet away and sit with their back turned to you. You feel dismissed. What's actually happening is the complete opposite. In threat response, a cat facing something dangerous never turns their back. They keep eyes on the threat at all times. Breaking visual contact would be a survival error. A turned back means the nervous system has made a full assessment and returned one verdict. No threat present. The slow walk isn't disinterest. It's the physical expression of a cat whose stress response is fully offline in your presence. When your cat walks away calmly and sits facing away from you, they are not ending the relationship. They are concluding an interaction the same way you'd finish a good conversation. No urgency, no tension, and full intention to be back. A calm exit tells you exactly where you stand. And what your cat does to your furniture marks that same truth permanently. Most owners take it personally. That's the wrong read entirely. Scratching is never random. When your cat tears up your couch, carpet, or favorite chair, it feels personal. In a specific way, it is. Cats scratch for 3 reasons simultaneously: to sharpen their claws, to stretch their muscles, and to deposit scent from glands located in their paw pads. But here's what most owners miss entirely. Cats don't scratch randomly. They scratch most heavily in the exact locations where their most important relationships happen. The couch you sit on together, the doorframe you walk through every day, the corner where you spend the most time. Your cat is embedding their presence into every place that matters to them, marking shared territory the way a wild cat would claim a colony site. The furniture they destroy most is the furniture closest to you. They are not ruining your home. They are marking it as theirs and yours together. Scratching marks what matters. But when grooming starts marking something wrong, most owners miss it entirely until it's already gone too far. Overgrooming is a red flag. Cats spend up to 50% of their waking hours grooming. That's completely normal. It regulates coat health, temperature, and scent. But when grooming becomes obsessive, the same spot licked repeatedly, fur thinning in patches, bare skin appearing, something different is happening. Veterinary behaviorists classify this as psychogenic alopecia, stress-induced overgrooming used as a self-soothing mechanism. It runs on the same neural pathway that drives nail biting or hair pulling in humans under sustained anxiety. A new animal in the house, a schedule change, construction nearby, a move. Cats register environmental disruption at a sensitivity level most owners severely underestimate. Their body displays what they cannot say. If you notice obsessive grooming patterns, don't file it under quirky cat behavior and move on. Your cat is communicating that something in their environment has exceeded their threshold. That signal deserves a real response. Overgrooming shows stress in motion. The next behavior shows safety in motion. And the difference between 2 sleeping positions tells you everything. The loaf position versus the sprawl. 2 positions, completely different psychological states. The loaf, 4 paws tucked underneath the body, tail wrapped close, is comfort with an asterisk. Your cat is warm and relaxed, but one muscle activation away from being mobile, settled, not fully committed to vulnerability. Now consider the sprawl, flat on their back, all 4 limbs extended in different directions, belly fully exposed, eyes half closed, every vital organ unprotected, 0 defensive posture. Getting up from that position takes several seconds. Your cat has accepted that risk. The only environment a cat chooses that position in is one where their nervous system has fully concluded that no threat of any kind exists here. If your cat sprawls out completely while you're nearby, they have made a deliberate assessment, based on accumulated evidence, that where you are is the safest place they have ever been. Position tells you how safe your cat feels in their space. How safe they feel at the food bowl reveals something even more specific. And it has everything to do with whether you're in the room. Refusing to eat alone. Full bowl. Your cat is hungry. You know they're hungry. And they will not touch the food until you're in the room. You leave, they stop, You return, they eat. Most owners find this strange or frustrating. The explanation lives in feline survival psychology. In wild social groups, shared feeding signals safety. It means the group has determined the environment is secure enough to lower their guard together. Eating is a vulnerable act. Eyes down, attention narrowed, defensive awareness reduced. A cat who waits for your presence before eating has extended that safety signal to include you. Without you in the room, the situation doesn't feel secure enough. It isn't manipulation. It isn't pickiness. Your cat has made you part of the condition that makes eating feel safe. Being without you at mealtime doesn't feel right, because somewhere in their wiring, you are part of what safe means. Your cat needs you present to feel safe enough to eat. Now here's why, specifically, they need your body. And what's happening inside them every single time they find it. Why your cat climbs on you. Your cat has a warm bed, soft cushions, a sunny windowsill, an entire home built for their comfort. The second you sit down, they abandon every option and plant themselves on you, on your chest, on your face at 3 a.m. Why you specifically when everything else is softer? Scientists found that when a cat presses against a human body, 3 things happen simultaneously that no object on Earth can replicate. Your living body heat, warmth that breathes, your scent, the chemical signature your cat has spent years learning as safety. And the third one, your heartbeat. That rhythm is the first thing their nervous system ever associated with being safe. Pressed against their mother, surrounded by warmth, scent, and that sound, their brain wrote its first definition of home. Your body recreates all 3, every time. You are not their favorite seat. You are where they first learned what safe feels like. Your body is their safest place, and your cat's senses reach far beyond what you can see. When they lock onto something you can't find, they're operating in a version of your home you have no access to, staring at walls or empty corners. Your cat sits perfectly still, locked onto a blank wall, an empty corner, the ceiling above the hallway. Nothing is there. You've checked. Most owners land on 2 explanations. Their cat is strange, or their cat can see something supernatural. The actual answer is more grounded and far more interesting. Cats can detect ultrasonic frequencies humans cannot hear, the kind produced by insects, rodents, and small animals moving inside walls and under floors. They sense subtle air pressure shifts from drafts invisible to us. Their visual system processes motion at higher frequencies than the human eye can register. When your cat stares at an empty space, they are tracking input from a sensory world you cannot access. There is almost certainly something there. Your cat's equipment simply extends far beyond yours, into a version of the room you will never be able to see. Their senses reach beyond anything you can access. And one of the most common behaviors at the water bowl exists entirely because of what those senses learned to trust millions of years ago. Pawing at water before drinking. Your cat walks up to their water bowl, looks at it, then begins pawing at the surface before drinking. Sometimes they knock the bowl slightly. Sometimes they just swipe the water repeatedly. This looks like fussiness. The origin is pure survival instinct. In the wild, still water is dangerous. Stagnant pools accumulate bacteria, parasites, and contamination. Moving water, streams, rainfall, is fresher and safer to consume. Your cat's paw test is checking for movement. Water that ripples and responds is behaving like the kind of water that kept their ancestors alive across millions of years of evolution. It's also exactly why so many cats prefer drinking from a running tap over a standing bowl. The instinct that protected generations of wild cats is still running, completely intact, in front of a ceramic bowl on your kitchen floor. Domestication never touched it. The water test is about safety signals, and what your cat does after eating reveals the same survival logic. Running a protocol so deeply wired they perform it even when the tools for it don't exist, covering or burying their food bowl. Your cat finishes eating, sometimes doesn't. and begins pawing at the floor around their bowl, scratching, circling, pushing imaginary material over the food. Most owners assume the cat dislikes what they were served. The behavior has nothing to do with rejection. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. Leftover food left exposed broadcasts your location to every other predator in the area through scent. Burying or caching uneaten prey is how wild cats preserve food for later while eliminating that scent trail. Your cat is performing this exact sequence, even though there's no dirt, no cover, and nothing that could actually hide the bowl. The instinct fires regardless. Your cat isn't being dramatic about dinner. They're running a survival protocol that kept their species alive for millions of years, just without the actual tools available to complete it. Covering food is stored energy. The next behavior is energy that couldn't be stored anymore. And when it finally releases, most owners have absolutely no idea what they're watching. Sudden zoomies for no reason. Your cat was perfectly calm. Then, without warning, full sprint from one end of the house to the other, launched off the couch, through the hallway, stopped. Then again. These episodes are called frenetic random activity periods, and they serve a specific purpose. Cats are built to hunt. Every instinct, every reflex, every muscle is calibrated for the stalk, chase, and catch sequence. Indoor cats who don't get enough active hunting stimulation accumulate predatory energy with nowhere to go. The nervous system can only hold that charge for so long before it forces a release. Zoomies are that release, a pressure valve for energy that had no other outlet. The timing, usually evening or night, isn't random either. Those are peak hunting hours in the wild. Your cat's internal clock still knows exactly when they should be hunting. The house is just in the way. Zoomies are a pressure valve firing when it has to. But there's something your cat finds that reduces pressure before it even builds. And the moment you put one on the floor, they'll show you exactly how much they needed it. Sitting inside boxes and tight spaces, you set an empty box on the floor. Your cat is inside it within minutes. Every cat owner knows this happens. Almost none of them know exactly why it works. Researchers studying stress responses in cats found that animals given boxes to retreat to recovered from environmental stress significantly faster than cats without any enclosed space available. The reason is structural. In an open room, potential threats exist in every direction simultaneously. Your nervous system has to monitor all of them. Inside a box, every threat vector collapses to a single opening. The number of directions danger could come from drops to one. Ambient vigilance required just to exist drops dramatically. Your cat isn't drawn to boxes because they're quirky or playful. They're drawn to them because the enclosed space is genuinely, measurably better for their stress biology than sitting in the open. The box actually works. The box works because it limits what your cat has to process at once. The moment you walk through the door, they process one thing immediately. And what they do in those first 30 seconds reveals exactly what they found. Rubbing against your legs when you come home. You walk through the door and your cat immediately wraps around your legs, rubbing their face and body against you repeatedly. It looks like an enthusiastic greeting. And it is. But something more specific is also happening. You've been outside for hours, moving through the world and collecting dozens of foreign scents. Other people, other animals, buildings, environments your cat has never encountered. Every one of those scents has partially covered the markers your cat left on you before you walked out that door. The face and body rubbing when you return is your cat actively remarking you, reapplying their signature directly over everything the outside world layered on top of it. You came home smelling wrong. They're correcting it immediately. That greeting isn't just happiness to see you. It's your cat re-establishing that you belong to their world, not the one outside. Remarking you at the door is about where you belong. Where your cat positions themselves when they finally rest tells you something different about exactly how they've chosen to stay close. Sleeping specifically at your feet, your cat could sleep anywhere on the bed. The pillow, your chest, against your side, and they choose your feet. Consistently, specifically. Every time. This isn't random. Sleeping at your feet represents a precise balance between two competing drives that define feline attachment. The first is proximity, being close to their person, within contact range, absorbing warmth and scent. The second is readiness, maintaining the ability to move instantly if anything in the environment shifts. Your feet offer both simultaneously. Maximum closeness to you, positioned at the point furthest from your face, with the clearest exit path to the floor if movement becomes necessary. Cats who sleep at your feet are often the most bonded and the most independent at the same time. They have chosen you completely and kept just enough of themselves free to react if they ever need to. That's not distance. That's trust with capability. Count them. How many of these behaviors does your cat do every single day, right in front of you, that you were completely misreading until now? Drop that number below. And if one specific behavior on this list made you stop and think about your cat completely differently, tell me which one. I want to know. Subscribe and stay close, because next week we're going into the behaviors your cat shows when something is genuinely wrong. The ones that look like nothing, until it's too late.